Do you want to think about it or sporadic decisions think about it?
Which one?
Sporadic decisions think about it.
It doesn't matter.
Thomas, you know, I told you earlier that I'm good with making a decision, but I didn't know it was going to be this much money. When we're talking about $5,000 or more, I never make a decision the same day. I always at least think about it.
Right, that makes sense. You know, as a consumer myself, with my wife and I actually have a limit too. Things that we typically want to discuss together, and you know, how much time do we want to take, all those things. Now, let me ask you a question. Other than that, is there any other reason why you wouldn't feel comfortable moving forward with our company?
No, and you guys seem awesome.
Okay, great. I have a question for you, Chris.
Okay.
I don't have my wallet, so I'll just pretend like I have my wallet. Let me ask you something.
Okay.
If I were willing right now to take this $100 bill and trade it to you for $50, would you do it?
So you give me 100 and I give you 50.
And you just give me 50 back, would you do it?
Yeah,
And why would you do it?
because it makes sense. Because I'm making money.
Right, I mean, you're profiting, there's a return on investment there, right?
That's good to see.
And it just makes sense. Let me ask you something. What about what we're talking about doesn't make sense? What are you unclear on? What are you unsure about? Is there maybe something that we need to talk more about? You don't have enough information, too much information. How can I help?
That's a good question. I just, now, once again, that's typically a smoke screen, right? They're gonna give you the real objection.
Right, and it's typically something to do with the solution.
Price.
I just don't know that I need the variable speed multiple stage. I just don't know that I need the rocket ship of air conditioning. Either way, by doing that, I'm gonna uncover the real objection. Because look, who's not trading $50 for $100? Right? And what I asked him was, why would you do that? And he said, because it just makes sense. And I came back with, what doesn't make sense about what we're talking about? And when I ask him that question, I'll get the real objection. Well, I just don't know. I mean, I almost believe I could get away with just doing that silver system and it really make more sense for me and my family. Would you prefer I install that on Thursday or Friday? Right? If that's what he says. Or he might say, well, man, you know, I got another quote from somebody else. And man, it's $3,000, $4,000 cheaper than you are. And I'm just trying to rack my brain to figure out, you know, why are you $3,000 to $4,000 more? So let's do that one right now. Let's just us versus somebody else.
So, man, Thomas, I love you guys, but dude, I had Joe's Heating and Cheatham come out here.
Right.
They were $3,000 less than you guys.
Yeah. You know, and I understand that too, Chris. I mean, obviously you want to make sure you're getting the best value for you and your family. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
Right.
I just don't get the 3,000. I mean,
Sure.
it's a lot of money.
So you were saying 3,000 was the difference between us and them?
3,000.
Now, one point I want you guys to get, I'm writing down 3,000. I'm not writing down my price. I don't have to justify my price. All I have to justify is $3,000. All right? So Chris, you know, the reality is, as a consumer, I'm a lot like you. I want to make sure I'm comparing apples to apples.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make sure, you know, I'm comparing something that's of like value.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure that's what you're interested in too. So, you know, over here we've got us, and over here we've got Joe's.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I want to do. Let's just take a look at everything I'm providing you. Right? So I've listed all out, right? I've listed out everything I'm providing. Chris. Now notice I use a piece of paper to do something like this. I always use a notepad to do something like this. I would list out everything I'm going to provide Chris. So the design process, not just for the system, but for the ductwork and the distribution, air quality, my warranties, but not just my warranties, my guarantees, and I would list them out, my guarantees. You've got like no frustration and money back, and I would list them out, right? Our quality control startup process, our follow-up after the system is installed. I'm gonna list everything out.
Background, drug check.
Right, everything. And I'm gonna give them the marker.
Okay.
And say, Chris, all I want you to do is you're looking at Joe's agreement is take and put a check mark beside everything they're doing that we're doing. And anything that we are doing that they're not doing, just put an X beside that.
Okay. Well, I like Joe. He was a good guy.
Right.
They're
I
using,
met him. Good guy.
I think they're using, I don't know about the same equipment. They were cheaper.
Yeah. Right. So
Yeah.
that's a check mark.
Mm-hmm. Big old arrow right there,
Right.
check. I like Joe. 10-year warranty, I think.
So there was a warranty,
Yeah, but that's the only thing he mentioned.
so they didn't have the guarantees?
No.
So this puts some, that'd be an X then by the guarantees.
Yeah, he didn't, I mean, he was in here, he kinda did that, he was like this, he
Okay.
looked at it,
Right.
that's how he designed, he didn't do that. He didn't have the no frustration, the no lemon, property protection. He didn't say he was gonna come back out, he definitely didn't follow back up with me, because he was out here like 4 days ago.
Okay.
So
So
yeah.
it seems like there are some differences, obviously, between us and them. And here's my question, Chris, is, let's just take for an example, the time that we spent together designing your solution.
Mhm.
What is that worth to you as a consumer? What I mean is, if had that not been done, and you know, you're having issues with your system, time, money, frustration, all that, what is it worth to you to know that we designed the system correctly? What could that potentially be worth to you, in real dollars and cents?
I mean, potentially it could be worth a new system, because you were talking about, you know, bringing it to a 3-ton, and he just wanted to replace it again with a 4-ton, and you said there was airflow, so, I mean, probably $1,000,
Right,
at least.
I mean, and I'd say that's probably conservative, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah,
I mean, depending on how the
It
system.
could be a whole
operates.
new system, yeah.
Right. And you know, with our no frustrations guarantee, which says that we'll respond within 35 hours and get this thing fixed, or else we owe you $500. Obviously, that has a value to it, doesn't it?
500.
$500.
Yeah.
And not only that, but the peace of mind in knowing that we're gonna come out and get this taken care of for you. What's happening to the $3,000? It's starting to go away. That's all I'm doing. And then when I get down to it, I'll say, Chris, here's the bottom line. Because, you know, obviously, you're getting what we're doing here.
Mhm.
Would you agree we're providing you more?
Yeah, a lot more.
And to provide more, you typically have to?
You gotta invest a little bit more.
Right. So wouldn't you agree, knowing what you know about our company and how we're gonna design this, install it, and stand behind it, that it just makes sense to choose our company to have this installed?
Yeah, it does make sense.
Would Thursday or Friday work better? So all I gotta do is focus on that, list everything out we're doing, give them a marker and let them do checks and X's. All I gotta focus on is the X's. And look, let's go real conservative and say there's only 2 X's. Cause I know someone yesterday said, well, or maybe it was Monday, yeah, but my clients give all that same stuff. Well, there's always gonna be 1 or 2 little things. Maybe I talked about ductwork modifications and that guy didn't. So maybe there's only 1 X. That's it.
Big X.
And I asked him, well, what's that worth to you? Because Chris, based on what you know now about how important the distribution system is, based on, you know, what we talked about with the lack of return, the problems that causes, and obviously, you know, the airflow, how much could that potentially be worth to you not being done correctly, not being done the way it needs to be done?
It's not gonna be efficient, it ain't gonna work right.
Right. And could put more strain on your equipment?
Make
And
it
if
not
there's-
last as long.
Right. So it affects your comfort, it affects your reliability, and it affects your efficiency.
Mhm.
So wouldn't you agree with me that it just makes sense to have it done right, long-term versus cheaper, short-term?
Mhm.
Great. Would Thursday or Friday work best for you? Right, just get right back to the close. Every time I overcome something, I go right back to the close. All right. Now, the reality is sometimes it's just a price objection. Maybe you're not up against somebody else. It's just a price objection. I'd do something similar, but I just break it down to the ridiculous. How long should a system last?
15, 20 years.
Okay, let's be conservative and say 15, right? You said it should last 18 to 20 years. Let's go conservative and say it only lasts 15 years. What's $3,000 divided by 15? Yep, take that, divide that by, because most of us pay our bills monthly. What's that divided by 12?
$16.
$16 a month. And if you tear that down by on average 30 days in a month, how much is that per day?
85 cents a day.
Let me ask you something, Chris. What can you buy for 55 cents?
Chicklet?
Not even the whole box.
Not chicken.
Right. You know, here's the reality, Chris. There is something very important that you can get for 55 cents a day.
What's that?
Your peace of mind. Knowing that you've chosen the right company, it's designed right, installed right, guaranteed. So wouldn't you agree that for 55 cents a day, your peace of mind is worth it?
Yeah.
Great. I'm gonna do it on Thursday or Friday. Right? Break it down to the ridiculous. Notice the question. Once I broke it down to the ridiculous, I said, what can you buy for that? Nothing. Right? A chiclet.
You get 55 cents of gas, but it ain't gonna be much.
Right. There's almost nothing I can buy for 55 cents, Thomas. There is something you can buy for 55 cents.
So that Costco.
Your peace of mind. And what's your peace of mind worth to you? knowing that you've chosen the right company, designed right, installed right, guaranteed.